Hello, welcome, good evening. On behalf of the Board of Directors of Junior Achievement, I would like to welcome you to this wonderful evening as Junior Achievement hosts the 34th Annual Business Hall of Fame Dinner and Induction Ceremony. It is a pleasure to be here with you tonight. We are honored tonight to pay tribute to some brilliant entrepreneurs and community leaders. My name is Allison Webb, and I am the Board President for JA. At this time, will the members of the Board of Directors for Junior Achievement please stand and be recognized? I would like to take this time to publicly thank you for your contributions to JA. I also want to thank all of you that have supported our programs this past year. Whether financially or through volunteering in the classroom or at a fundraising event, we could not reach 4,500 students per year without your support. We serve all school districts in 7 counties in eastern Indiana with JA programming and are always in need of more classroom volunteers and career speakers. If you're interested in receiving more information on becoming a JA mentor for students, please take a business card off of your table and reach out to our director, Melissa Davis. Now on with the show. I would like to introduce and give a special thank you to our good friend and longtime MC, Mr. Rick Duncan.
Well, good evening and welcome. So glad to have you all here tonight. It is a pleasure to be back and inducting this year's laureates in the Eastern Indiana Business Hall of Fame. And if you would, please welcome our 2025 laureates to the stage tonight. Along with their families, our first laureate, Alan Elder, Vandor Corporation, escorted tonight by his daughter, Sydney. Our next laureate tonight, Ernie Mills, Doan and Mills Funeral Home, represented by his daughter Beth Leidick, his sister Donna Taylor, and his niece Pam Ellis. And our next laureate tonight and new inductee for the evening, Gary Rodefeld, Rodefeld Company, escorted tonight by his grandson, Archie Burkhart. To our 2025 laureates, tonight we honor you by not only giving of your time, your talents, and your enthusiasm to your company and your community, but also your passionate leadership and encouraging and inspiring others to do the same. Those being honored tonight join the list of outstanding individuals and respected leaders who have made legendary contributions, invested in the growth and success of their community, exhibited an entrepreneurial spirit, resulting in noticeable achievements both personally and professionally, and inspired the next generation. This is the 34th commemoration of the Eastern Indiana Business Hall of Fame. Very fortunate tonight to have many of our past honorees in attendance tonight. Past laureates being escorted by JA students from Seton Catholic, Centerville Abington, Nettle Creek, and Richmond Community Schools. Paul Lingle, laureate 1996. Gary Clear, laureate 2015. And my favorite laureate. Wait, there's no envelope up here. Bob Beaver, laureate from 2015. Deborah Edelman, laureate from 2019. Richard Peterson, laureate from 2020. Roger Golden, laureate from 2021. George Farrell, laureate from 2022. Kevin A. House, laureate from 2023. Tom Cox, laureate from 2023. Jeff Sheridan, laureate from 2023. Phil Dickman, laureate from 2024. It's a tight schedule this year. We only allowed one Dickman. Kent and Paul Reineking, laureates from 2024. Let's give another round of applause for all of our previous laureates for being here this evening tonight. Now, will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by JA student Case Towns. Following the pledge, remain standing for the invocation given by JA student Caitlin Scheiben.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us all together tonight to celebrate junior achievement and the past and incoming honorees. Please bless the hands that prepared our food, those who made this event possible, and those who serve our community. Help us remember our purpose in life is to serve others and honor you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Go ahead and have a seat. You may be seated. All right, so as we get started, first of all, let's call out the centerpieces on all your tables. Aren't they beautiful? Yeah, those centerpieces tonight, put together by our friends at Leaning Lily. And again, the special JA candle made and donated by Warm Glow Candles. So, yeah, fantastic. And if you want to take that home with you, check under your seat. No, what? It's a pocket now? What? I wanted to see people crawling on the floor. No? Okay. There's a pocket on your seat. And if you've got a yellow card, well, then you get to take that centerpiece home with you. There is a red card you have to leave. So hopefully it's a yellow card. At one table, we put 2 yellow cards, so you'll have to fight for it. But all right, so now comes the part of the evening where we do the world's fastest fundraiser, because our goal at JA is to raise $1,500 in about 15 seconds. So, everybody in? Everybody game for this? All right, if you've never been here before, it's a lot of fun. If you have, pretend like you have it and give a whole lot. So, here's what happens. If you are the table that raises the most money, then you'll get this lovely dessert tray presented by our friends at Dana Bakes, gluten-free. Ooh. I love that. It's very nice. So, thank you to Dana. In fact, there is Dana right there. Thank you, Dana, very much for donating. We appreciate it. So, here we go. There are envelopes at your table. Fill that envelope with as much cash as you can. If you are cashless, just stick a credit card in there, whatever you want to do. If you only use your phone, you can put your phone in there. We're not going to judge anybody. But you got 15 seconds and go. All right, dig deep, start donating. The smart tables have started already. Like, you should have done this before I said something. If you've been here before, 15 seconds, keep going. Keep going. We're not there yet. Dig deep. Keep going. We're not at 15 seconds yet. Time is flying. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, there you go. Congratulations. All right, thanks so much. We'll tally that up and find out how close we came to 1,500. Fingers crossed, we're gonna. So if you feel like your table is short, just go ahead and throw some more money out there. It's fine. So, it's just about time for dinner. So we want to thank our providers this evening. Thank you to Downtown Deli and Catering for providing us with dinner this evening. And if you look at the screens, it'll show you the table numbers released to get their food. So your table numbers will be showing on the screen. Therefore, you can grab those and go up, get some dinner, and we'll be ready to go coming up very soon. So again, thank you so much for being here tonight to the Junior Achievement Eastern Indiana Business Hall of Fame. All right, continue to eat. We're going to get the show rolling. We need to thank a lot of our sponsors, though. Without sponsors, it's hard to make an event like this work, and we greatly appreciate our presenting sponsor. Thank you to Richmond Baking Company for helping us out tonight. Our banquet sponsors include Dot Foods, First Bank Richmond, Reed Health, and Warm Glow Candle Company. Big thanks also going out to BNF Plastics, along with Bader Mechanical, Bolt Media Company, along with Quig Fund and Recycling Center Incorporated. Also, thank you to BBFCS Attorneys, Brady Ware, Early Wine Pest Control, Friends Fellowship Community, Integrity Metals, and Kent's Harbor Incorporated. I know I just said continue to eat, and then I'm making you put down your fork and clap, so that's on me. Also, big thanks to our sponsors as well, A-House Tool and Engineering. Thank you to Bethany Theological Seminary, Indiana University East, along with Primex Plastics, Vandor Corporation, and Wayne Bank. Thank you also going out to JA Educator of the Year award sponsors, Craig and Lisa Kenyon. Also, Craig and Heather Towns, Metallus Incorporated, Steve and Andrea Mosey Charitable Fund, Tracy Robinson Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group, and big thank you also to Angelina's Bridal for the tuxedo tonight. Also, Dana Bakes for the delicious dessert tray and dessert tonight. So thank you to Dana Bakes, along with Girls Inc. Yes, thank you to Leaning Lily and Warm Glow for the centerpieces tonight. Lumpkin Plumbing, Novella Imagery, and Primex Plastics for the beautiful backdrop tonight, along with so many other things around the room. Thank you for the back wall, the cocktail tables, the Wall of Fame, and all the other art pieces in the room tonight. Thank you to Primex. We greatly appreciate their help tonight as well. So thank you very much to all of our generous sponsors and donors. With their support, events like this are possible, and we greatly appreciate it. The generosity of these sponsors and their commitment to JA's mission are greatly appreciated. So this time, please join me in welcoming Melissa Davis, District Director of Junior Achievement of Eastern Indiana.
Wow. Thank you, Rick. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us here tonight. It's so exciting to be here at a new venue with our largest attendance ever to honor our 2025 inductees. Tonight, it is our distinct privilege to pay tribute to these 3 individuals whose careers have made a lasting impact on our business community. Those of you who know our laureates personally have had the good fortune to witness that impact firsthand. Over the past 6 months, I have been learning all about these men. Whether talking to them or their family or friends, it's been fun getting to know them, learning about their success story and the impact they've had on their business, their employees, and the community. All of tonight's laureates are truly deserving of this honor. At Junior Achievement, it is important to us to honor the best in business, to inspire the next in business. And I look forward to celebrating each of our inductees this evening. Thank you again to our incredible sponsors tonight who have helped to make this event possible. And again, all those who Rick mentioned earlier. We are so thankful for the support to be able to continue this event and grow it. I also want to thank our selection and event committees for their work in making this event happen. And again, thank you to everyone here tonight. You make this event a night to remember for each of our laureates and their families. We are grateful that you are here to celebrate this honor. At JA, we envision a world where young people have the skill set and mindset to build thriving communities. We offer programs and learning experiences to schools and other organizations free of charge that focus on financial literacy, workforce and career readiness, and entrepreneurship. We also offer events like JA Inspire, a hands-on career expo for middle and high school students, and JA Stock Market Challenge, an event for high school students to learn about stocks and trading and compete in teams to see who can end with the highest net worth. In January, JA and Indiana University East came together for a partnership to hold Eastern Indiana's first ever JA Stock Market Challenge. It was our Friends of JA night for our corporate friends and volunteers to see what the program was all about. In April, we will be bringing high school students to the IU East campus to participate in the competition. The winning team will have the opportunity to go to the National JA Stock Market Challenge competition in Atlanta this summer. We love partnerships, and we love creating fun, engaging ways for students to learn. But if any school or organization has a need, we will help. We want kids to be prepared for a successful future. Speaking of preparing kids for successful futures, we have a special presentation before we begin tonight's induction ceremony. New this year, we are presenting a JA Educator of the Year award. We know that educators have a huge impact on our young people, and we have so many incredible educators who are champions of JA, helping give students a vision of what their future could look like, helping them develop a skill set and mindset to build thriving communities, helping them to think like entrepreneurs, and maybe even become the next laureate of the Business Hall of Fame one day. So we looked to our wonderful volunteers and asked for nominations. And while we wish we could award everyone, we have selected the 2024 JA Educator of the Year. As someone who has had JA in her classroom for 10 years, she is a true champion of JA who embodies the JA mindset and is passionate about preparing kids for their future. Her passion for education and commitment to empowering young minds has made a lasting impact on her students and the community. Through her guidance, students not only gain knowledge, but also develop the confidence and ambition to pursue their dreams. Congratulations to the 2024 JA Educator of the Year from Northeastern Elementary, Carrie Ingalls.
Let's go. All right, so before we get into the meaty part of the evening, we've got to introduce our JA student guests for the evening from Seton Catholic, Centerville Abington, Nettle Creek, and Richmond Community Schools. All right, so before we get started, I'm gonna need you all to introduce yourselves and say what school you go to.
Okay, so my name's Raven Towns. I go to Hagerstown, and when I'm older, I want to be either a forensic psychologist or an athletic trainer.
My name is Elise Crutchman. I go to Richmond High School, and when I'm older, I hope to become a neurologist.
My name is Raleigh Dorsler. I go to Hagerstown, and when I'm older, I want to become a radiologist.
My name's Kevly Moore, and I go to Hagerstown, and when I'm older, I want to become an endocrinologist.
My name is Sophie King. I go to Hagerstown, and when I'm older, I want to be a marine biologist.
My name is Cohen Current. I go to Centerville, and when I'm older, I'd like to be a criminal litigator.
So good evening and welcome to this year's annual Junior Achievement Hall of Fame dinner. JA provides students with the tools and skills required to earn and keep a job in a high-growth career industry.
Junior achievement programs cover key topics such as critical thinking, communication, collaboration, creativity, soft skills, work priorities, personal brand, and job hunting tools such as resumes, cover letters, interviews, and digital profiles.
JA programs are volunteer-led, kit-based, and can be implemented in the classroom or a JA after-school program. JA courses include 5 to 7 45-minute sessions with additional extended learning activities and optional digital assets offered throughout.
They teach us about entrepreneurship and how to become a business owner. Can you name a few business leaders in our community?
Allen Elder Vandor Corporation.
Ernie Mills Doan and Mills Funeral Home.
Gary Rodefeld, Rodefeld Company.
Many of these business leaders excelled in their respective fields, which have become vital aspects of our community.
The United States is part of a global economy. Large businesses are independent, meaning they depend on workers and supplies outside of their company and who are often in other parts of the community or other parts of the world.
Our schools are community businesses that run efficiently, yet are interdependent on other businesses. For example, schools are dependent on publishers that supply textbooks for our classrooms and the books and magazines for the libraries, as well as food companies that supply our cafeteria lunches and beverages.
Thank you for joining us at this year's Junior Achievement Hall of Fame dinner.
Did anyone notice the murmur in the room when Cohen said he wanted to be a criminal litigator? I was backstage and I was like, did you hear that? And they're like, oh. All right, so here we go. Let's get to the main event. For 33 years, we've recognized those individuals who have played a major role in helping to shape the business environment here in Eastern Indiana. Tonight's inductees are no exception. These individuals, along with each of our past laureates, identified a need and had a dream and acted upon it, changing their industries in our region in the process. So in a few moments, we'll add 3 more names to the Eastern Indiana Business Hall of Fame. Like the leaders who preceded them, these 2025 laureates truly are role models whose stories should be shared with our young people and preserved for future generations. And that is the purpose of the JA Business Hall of Fame. Identify the leaders and present their compelling stories to celebrate their successes and to motivate the next generation of entrepreneurs, business, and community leaders. Tonight, we honor the best in the business to inspire the next in business. Please direct your attention for our first laureate tonight. Our first recipient is a deal maker who's grown and built many businesses, Alan Elder.
Alan H. Elder was born in Detroit, Michigan on October 3, 1963, to parents Bruce and Suzanne Elder. He grew up in a wonderful neighborhood in Royal Oak, Michigan, as number 6 of 7 brothers, Jack, Gary, Mark, Kent, Todd, and Paul, followed by a sister, Rebecca. Alan learned much from his immediate and extended family, close-knit neighborhood, and church community, including creative and hard work, perseverance, and the managing of money and time. He first went into business around 9 years of age, running a paper route under an older brother's name. Alan used the job to grow enough funds to purchase a rototiller at age 10, so he was able to grow vegetables in the family home's backyard. Alan graduated in 1982 from the Academy of the New Church Boys School. He graduated from Miami University, magna cum laude, with 2 degrees in 1986, and enjoyed a summer internship at the White House under the Reagan administration. From early childhood, Alan wanted to serve his country in some meaningful way. Due to allergies and poor eyesight, he was not a candidate to serve in the military. However, he saw an opportunity in international affairs. Although initially hired by the USA State Department during his senior year at Miami University, due to urgent family business needs, Alan relocated to Rochester, Michigan in the summer of 1986, where he worked in both the family's Michigan automotive business and Richmond funeral products business. Alan married his high school sweetheart, Teal Pendleton, in September 1986, and the two relocated to Richmond, Indiana in 1988. Vandor Corporation was named in honor of Alan's father, Bruce, and grandparents, Vance and Doris. Although Alan had originally planned to work in government, his ever-deepening role with Vandor's Richmond business led him to relocate to Wayne County in 1988, where he focused on new business developments and helping others achieve their dreams. New businesses were formed yearly, including Elder Light Express and Elder Davis. Although Alan, Teal, and the children relocated to a Philadelphia suburb in 1994, Alan continued to work with Vandor's team to create and/or support many new Wayne County businesses, including Fickenshire America, where Abbott Nutrition is located today.
You know, we started in the die cutting business and now have moved on to other things, including plastic injection molding, and so one idea spawned another. So he'd throw an idea out to the engineering team and they'd put something together to build the businesses.
Alan brings unique aspects to Vandor in that he challenges everything. Just because we've done something one way for a number of years, or an industry perceives they have to have something done in a specific way, doesn't necessarily mean that's the right way or the best way. Alan is always seeking a better way, a faster way, a lower cost way, a more efficient way, a way that helps people gain income and take care of their families. All those things are incredibly important to Alan.
Over the years, Alan found partnering with other owners, customers, and vendors to make the most sense for creating value. Team creativity resulted in a constant flow of patented and proprietary products, as well as new service and real estate ventures. Along the way, Alan served on the board of a NASDAQ public corporation and worked within many businesses located throughout the world.
When Vandor first started, just like every company, they had no money. Things were tight. Alan watched the money very carefully. It was a struggle for Vandor. Vandor primarily made interior components for the casket industry. Very small, low sales, but highly productive people. And it was relatively easy to manage back then. So Alan had time on his hands, which is dangerous for a person like Alan. So he's dreaming about additional ventures and whatever. Vandor has moved its operation, I think 6 or 7 times. There was a joke around the factory at one point in time, we ought to put these die cutting presses on wheels, because frankly, they move so often, we just roll them in and out of a new building. And I cannot tell you how many times that Vandor has moved its operation to another building to accommodate the growth of another tenant in the building or another company that wanted to come to the area. This has happened over and over and over again. Again, nobody knows this. So it's gone from a very small company with just a few employees to a pretty significant company with a lot of employees.
While in Pennsylvania, Alan served in many community roles, including that of elected public school board member and officer, vocational technical school board member, municipal planning commission member, zoning hearing board member, college trustee, parochial high school board member, investment company board member, International Trade Association board of directors, publishing house associate board member, pastors council member, and others. When moving back to Wayne County in 2012, Alan promised Teal and his Vandor family that he would devote his time working with them for Vandor's best future, creating investment and new jobs for the Richmond community.
I think that he's one who does what he says, and he's driven to get things done, and so he pushes people to do their best and builds a team in order to accomplish those things.
Alan has surrounded himself with great people over the years, and he first of all looks for people of extreme character, good character. He looks for people that are highly creative, and he looks for people that don't mind a collaboration with others, unselfishly. And that's probably what has driven most of his success, frankly, because he listens to people. He wants to know about everything. And it's been a great inspiration for a lot of people.
Alan is proud of his extended Vandor family, which includes in some cases 3 generations. Alan and Teal's immediate family includes their son Chase, married to Allison, their daughter Sydney, married to Nick Fetko, their son Landon, married to Hannah, and their 4 grandchildren. 2 of their 3 children and their spouses have relocated to Richmond and joined the Vandor family. Alan's hobbies include gardening, reading the Bible and the classics of many cultures, foreign languages, and travel. Alan and Teal are also active in their church. Although the oldest part of Vandor goes back to 1933 in Michigan, its Wayne County roots are from 1968, with its current name from 1972. Vandor is truly a business of many families with multiple generations, represented among its current 280-plus team members. Vandor's impact in Wayne County is greater than a single organization, and it has been instrumental in helping other businesses to invest and grow in Richmond.
I think that one of the lasting legacies is the ability to expand our business through some of our real estate holdings, and with that, being able to allow other companies in town to either grow or bring other companies to town. So it's more of building the business community here in Richmond and helping that grow.
Vandor's been around for just over 50 years. The contributions are principally in the number of lives that have been changed and improved through pay, opportunity, sharing of partnerships with a number of people, not only in the company, but a number of people in this community and other communities that Alan has put together deals with to improve things. And Alan's legacy is one that people would not see in many ways, because Alan has made it possible for a number of companies to move here or to expand here that no one would know anything about.
Alan has hundreds of great memories working with others of Eastern Indiana, including 50-plus years of Vandor team members. There are also many area Vandor associated business families who have contributed to Vandor's success. Alan is grateful for the Lord giving him the opportunity to work with so many wonderful people that has led to success, lifelong friendships, and growth in Wayne County. Junior Achievement is proud to honor one of this year's laureates for their 2025 Business Hall of Fame, Mr. Alan Elder.
I wasn't planning to speak, and that was a long presentation, sorry. So, and I do have some thoughts here. We all know people like Alan Roser, or people, they may be Roger Cornett, I don't know if he's here. I think of all the people over the years, Ken Bain, on and on. I looked over here at the people on the wall and people here who have touched so many people I know and me. It's being useful and helping others in your work. I always remember Roger Cornett saying the most useful thing we could do in this community is to create jobs, meaningful jobs. And anyways, it's an incredible honor to stand here tonight and accept this award on behalf of Vandor. And I want to first express my gratitude to the leadership team, the entire community of Vandor, and how it touches everyone around here. I was hesitant to accept this award. I'm sure other people have done this too. I did not think it was the right thing. I was thinking Gerald should be getting the award, Mark Harrington. So tons of, not me. I have my son helped me write something here. I didn't know I was going to be speaking, but I'll just say, we love Richmond, we love Wayne County. When we left here for children, I was traveling every week, and we thought it would be the right thing. Within weeks, my wife was wishing we would move back to Richmond. And we were there so many years, and so she was thrilled when Gerald said, Alan, I need your help back here. Would you please come back? And it's been so much fun. That was 13 years ago, right? Yeah. So anyways, being useful, serving, isn't that what the Lord wants us to do? And just thank you.
Congratulations. Yep, you can go right here if you like. All right, congratulations, Alan. All right, let's do our next recipient tonight, a man of honor, integrity, humor, and compassion who spent his life serving others. Our second laureate of the evening is Ernie Mills.
Ernest W. Mills was born February 6, 1935 in Georgetown, Illinois, to Harley and Lois Mills. He was very close to and always proud of his parents and 3 sisters, Norma, Donna, and Katie, and his nieces and nephews. During his childhood, he developed a love for farming and horses. Ernie always had a very strong work ethic, maybe from watching his dad as manager of 56 grab-it-here stores. He was encouraged to work at a young age, so he mowed yards and did odd jobs. As he got older, his different summer jobs included picking tomatoes for 50 cents a crate, working as carryout boy for Grab-It-Here, working at General Motors, and working full-time delivering milk for Producers Dairy. Ernie was a 1953 graduate of Georgetown Township High School. It was during his time at Earlham College, when sharing an ice cream cone, he fell in love with Betty Eckler, and they married on June 16, 1957, 1 week after graduating from Earlham. She was the love of his life. Ernie knew from age 16 he wanted to be a funeral director. He was influenced and mentored by a good friend, Raymond Houghton. Ernie graduated from the Indiana College of Mortuary Science in 1959 and spent the rest of his life being a devoted funeral director in deed and heart. He was employed for 10 years by Doan & Son Funeral Home and Welfer Funeral Home. He and Betty purchased both funeral homes in November of 1967 and designed and built the firm of Doan & Mills at the current location in Richmond in 1974. Ernie truly loved funeral service and helping people, and he never felt like it was work. He knew this was his calling and had served those in the community with his whole heart. He was at the funeral home late at night for visitations and early in the mornings for funerals, while fitting in the running of the business, meeting with families, and being active in the community. He was an amazing husband, dad, papa, and always very present and involved with his family when he was at home. Ernie and Betty's daughter Beth and her husband David worked with and learned from Ernie for over 20 years and got to see firsthand how much he had impacted the community.
They worked together to design the building that we have here in Richmond. It was the second funeral home in the state of Indiana to ever be built as a standalone funeral home. Historically, they were always in larger homes and buildings, but they wanted one designed their way. And as we can tell now, they're pretty amazing because it's still doing very well, and it's been well designed and meticulous from the inside and the outside. He was able to grow it into the business that it is now. And that says a lot to his efforts and the energy that he put into it.
The business that we have today and that our community is blessed with is because of the blood, sweat, and tears of Ernie and Betty Mills. There was nothing ever too small for Ernie to do. I think back when he started the business, I mean, it was just him and Betty, his wife, and he had one other employee when they started. And so he did a little bit of everything. And I think just his dedication, his compassion, and his work ethic helped him be as successful as he's been. And that's why we're honoring him now.
Dark suits were worn out of respect, whether you were driving the hearse or meeting a family in the middle of the night. The facilities were perfectly decorated and manicured. He taught the staff to serve each family as if they were their own, to pay attention to every detail, and to always be sincerely compassionate. The relationship Ernie had with each employee was like family, and he tried to take excellent care of his work family. In return, he received their loyalty for 25, 35, up to over 45 years of service. This makes Ernie's life seem pretty perfect. In the early days of owning the 2 funeral homes, times were hard. A lot of times he did not know where the money would come from to pay a bill due that day. However, by the grace of God, there was always someone who wanted to pay a funeral bill early or someone who wanted to help him. Ernie had a lot of encouragement from business owners and friends in the community, and he never forgot that. He took the time to write letters to congratulate people or encourage them. Ernie never took what he had for granted.
We were always being asked to donate to other groups. And he would even search them out and say, what can I do to help, and how can we do that? But he always kind of did it in a very humble, very non-public way a lot of times, because he wanted to support that. They did so many things in the community. He absolutely believed it was his honor to serve in the community and to give back, and he wanted them to understand that he appreciates his position. They're helping him, he's helping them work together to make it better.
Ernie made friends wherever he went and always took a sincere interest in others and making people feel appreciated, loved, and left with a smile. He had an amazing ability to connect with people and provide comfort. Ernie had a mind that could recall everything and remember all family relationships. And he loved a good joke.
He loved people, and he loved being a helper to people and guiding them through such a dark time in their life. He has touched so many lives over his lifetime and career here in Wayne County. There is, in funeral service in Indiana and probably the surrounding states, there's not too many people that don't know the name Ernie Mills. And I think his love for people and his integrity and compassion helped build the legacy that will go on for decades to come.
He was past president of the 5th District of Indiana Funeral Directors Association and served many years on the Hightower Services Board of Indiana Funeral Directors Association. He served on the boards of Friends Fellowship Community for 16 years, Richmond Civic Theater, Wayne County Easter Seals, Hospice Advisory Board, Wayne County Welfare Board, and People's Federal Savings. Ernie considered it an honor helping families in the community and cherished the many friendships he formed during his lifelong ministry. Throughout his life, he was a member of Reed Presbyterian Church and later Central United Methodist Church, Richmond Masonic Lodge No. 196, Indianapolis Valley of Scottish Rite, the Murat Shrine, Forest Hills Country Club, Elks Lodge No. 649, Growth upholds the Society Investment Club, Quarterback Club, Richmond JCs, and Richmond Noon Kiwanis Club, where he co-chaired the first Kiwanis auction and was a member for 60 years.
I think Ernie is deserving of this honor because he embodies that entrepreneurial spirit, the ability to live out your values in your business every day, and to sacrifice as needed to make that business better, to have that impact on the community, to take the risks that it takes to grow the business, and to just, at his core, absolutely love what he was doing every day and continue to do it as long as he possibly could.
I'm a believer that things happen for a reason, and I'm no doubt in my mind that Ernie Mills was placed in Wayne County back in the 50s or 60s, whenever it was, to do the job that he is being honored for here today. He is deserving of this honor because he followed the calling that was given to him, and he fulfilled it to the best of his ability. And the number of people that he has touched over the years and the love that people have for him, I don't think there's anybody more deserving of this honor than Ernie Mills.
Ernie enjoyed fishing, horseback riding before his hip surgery, anything involving ice cream, attending the races at Winchester, his second Model A, attending and supporting cultural events in Richmond, and hanging out with his 2 grandsons, Michael and Andrew. He was a perfect, loving, fun papa, always their biggest fans in sports and life. He had a very special bond with both and spent quality time with them, talking about his experiences and their futures and dreams. He would be happy for Andrew's recent engagement to Bree and Michael's recent engagement to Danielle. He had another special buddy, his great-granddaughter Avery, and he was there to welcome his great-grandson Arlo into heaven in December 2024. Ernie passed away on March 22, 2024. His daughter Beth shared, "As a family, we were very thankful to have shared lots of special moments, day-to-day life, jokes, fun vacations, many community events, and lots of love. Ernie is greatly missed by his family, friends, and the community, but his impact will continue for many generations to come. Junior Achievement is proud to honor one of this year's laureates for their 2025 Business Hall of Fame, Mr. Ernie Mills.
Thank you for honoring our grandpa this evening. Here on his behalf are his daughter, Beth Leidick, and son-in-law, David Leidick, his sister, Donna, niece, Pam, grandsons, myself and Andrew, and our fiancés, Bree and Danielle, Bob and Alyssa, as well from Donan Mills. I'm reminded of the saying that you are what you love, and that was my papa. He loved his work and he loved people. We could never go anywhere without him knowing somebody and stopping and talking. I was really fortunate to get to work with him for a few years during his last years at Donan Mills. It was really cool to get to see him in his element and him doing what he loved. He was always the same guy, whether he was at home with the family or at work, dealing with everything that he had to deal with on a daily basis. Papa really loved Richmond, and he would be really honored and humbled for this award today.
Yeah, thank you for honoring our grandparents. Michael told me he would share one of our grandpa's famous dirty jokes with you guys, but that should probably wait till later. In the movies, you know, you see a good business person as a shark, or, you know, somebody who's real ruthless and cutthroat, where in reality, he excelled because of his generosity, the compassion, and because he really did care about what he did. That was even the slogan for his business. And he had a lot of different entrepreneurial ventures that you guys might not know about. Like when he was a kid, he would raise and sell turkeys around Thanksgiving. He invested in a lot of local businesses here and even bought laundromats in Laurel, Indiana. And he'd be the first to tell you that it wasn't only successes, and that he learned a lot from his past failures, and he used those lessons to make what we now see as a successful business. And as a true leader, he would always give credit to the other people around him that he learned from and who he worked with. And those people he would never forget to mention would be his wife, Betty Mills, Ron Smith, Mr. Doan, and his father, Harley Mills. Like Michael said, he would always tell us, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. But I think he actually proved the opposite, that he loved what he did, and that caused him to work every day of his life with pride, passion, and having joy doing it, you know, and I think that's really important. And thank you guys for letting us celebrate him. Thank you.
Our final laureate this evening is the definition of integrity, dedication, and loyalty. Our third and final laureate tonight is Gary Rodefeld.
Gary Harper Rodefeld was born in Richmond, Indiana on May 19, 1953, to parents Robert and Marilou Rodefeld. He has a younger sister, Carol. Growing up across the street from Charles Grade School, Gary had fond memories of playing in the schoolyard. Football, kickball, baseball, skateboarding, flying kites, and even some golf after mowing a few greens into the schoolyard grass. Gary graduated from Richmond High School in 1971 and earned his BS in Business Management from Miami University in 1975. After graduation, he also enjoyed some adult night school classes in photography, woodworking, and auto mechanics. Gary met his wife, Annette, in 1971 while lifeguarding at the Richmond Elks Country Club pool. They married on September 6, 1975. They have 2 children, son Eric Rodefeld, married to Natalie Rodefeld, and daughter Abby Burkhart, married to Justin Burkhart, and 5 beautiful grandchildren, Lucy, Archie and Bo Burkhart, and Colette and Leo Rodefeld. Gary started working at a young age as a master lawnmower. In high school, he was a lifeguard at Richmond Elks and then was the pool manager from 1972 to 1974. It was in 1975 that he joined the family business Rodefeld Company. This was not a big surprise. No doubt Gary was born with an automotive gene. He spent many hours building model cars and racing slot cars. He attended his first Indy 500 when he was just 10 years old and has only missed a couple of races since. The first car he drove to school was a 1926 Dodge that was renovated as a family project. During the first 5 years working at Rodefeld Company, he held many roles, from making deliveries to stocking to running the counter and even dusting the shelves. In 1980, he became an outside salesman and did that for 5 years until he was promoted to the Richmond East Side store manager. In 1990, for 3 years, he was computer technology and installation geek. And in 1992, Gary became president of Rodefeld Company. Throughout Gary's 25 years with the Auto Parts Company, he consistently helped grow sales, which led to Rodefeld Company being ranked as one of the top 80 auto parts chains in the nation. He remained president of the company until 2001, when the Rodefeld Auto Parts Company was sold to CarQuest Auto Parts. Thereafter, a new entity was formed, Rodefeld Properties LLC, and Gary served as president of that company until 2019. Since 2023, Gary has been minority owner and board member with the Warm Glow Candle Factory.
For 100 years, from 1900 to 2000, they were one of the most successful locally owned businesses from Richmond. They had 18 stores within Indiana and Ohio, employed 150 people. There weren't many businesses like that, but Rodefeld's was successful. Why Gary was successful is because of his demeanor and his style. That Rodefeld's, have to understand, is a very unique ownership situation. Because of its success over a number of years, ownership passed through many generations, so it got down to having 100 shareholders, all family members. Now, if you've ever been in business with 5 or 6 partners, you know that some difference of opinion could cause some difficulties. Can you imagine having 100 partners, all family members? Are you kidding me? I mean, talk about herding cats. But Gary did it with style and demeanor. I'm not sure anybody else could have done it like Gary did.
The most enjoyable time in business for Gary was their 100th year anniversary celebration that was held at each of their 18 stores. There was free food, extra discounts, games, door prizes, and 100 free oil filters were offered at each location. Nothing beats a store full of happy customers. The star of the event was always their 1958 Chrysler Saratoga Airport limo, painted in Rodefeld red with logo long on quality and service. It was simply impossible to look at this 24-foot beast and not smile. It starred in many car shows, parades, commercials, company picnics, trade shows, and even a wedding.
We're here at the famous Winchester Motor Speedway, where the racing is door to door.
And here's our winner. Great race, Steve. How did you do it?
Oh, Chris, it was a great team and great parts. Rodefeld's is #1.
Race into Rodefeld's for top quality auto parts and experienced team to serve you.
Gary has always enjoyed physical fitness activities such as swimming, running, biking, and lifting weights. He has participated in many swim meets, open water races, triathlons, aquathlons, 5Ks, 10Ks, and half marathons. In fact, he has a long list of athletic achievements with Richmond Swimming and Diving, Miami University Swimming and Diving, and USA Triathlon Aquathlon. He even placed second at the Aquathlon World Championships in 2016 for his age group. In 2022, he received the Wayne County Challenge Spirit of the Challenge Award. Gary has used his love for swimming and athletics to give back to the youth in the community. He was the assistant Richmond High School swimming and diving coach from 2003 to 2020, relishing the opportunity to positively mentor young athletes. For nearly 10 years, he served as a volunteer swim coach for the Richmond Swim Club, instructing youth ages 6 to 14 during the summer, fall, and winter. From 2000 to 2023, he served as board member of the Richmond Red Devil Booster Club, where he popped loads of corn, sold many a hot dog, decorated numerous homecoming floats, and even served as the DJ for the volleyball and basketball games. He also coached his daughters and sons' soccer and baseball teams over a period of 9 years. Be it business or sports, Gary says he has always been happy being part of a team where everyone pulls together, striving to improve to attain a common goal.
I think Gary is inspired by leaving a positive impact on people's lives. I think that you can really see that come alive in swimming when the youth will achieve personal records, personal best. I really think that what motivates him is leaving this place better than how he found it. It's amazing reading letters from swimmers from the past that will write him a letter of gratitude, and hearing some of the things that they say almost shock me at times because sometimes you really just don't see that side of him, but it really just shows that inspiring youth and trying to get the best out of people and doing it the right way with leading with integrity, that is him to a T.
Gary believes that good people are the foremost asset of any company. More significant than spark plugs, wheel bearings, sales reports, and financial statements. A company cannot survive 100 years without loyal employees. He is also grateful for many family members who have lended support, from his mother and father, who were always available with timely advice and to help smooth out the bumps in the road, to predecessor and second cousin Charlie Rodefeld, who has always been in his corner, to his immediate family, who he is quite proud of, and especially thankful for his wife Annette's lifelong love, support, and at times, tolerance.
Gary cares about people. He cared about the employees. He cared about the co-owners. He cared about the customers. And because of that, he was successful. The Rodefeld Company was successful.
Gary hopes that the Rodefeld Company will be remembered as the place to go for quality auto parts and service, where customers and employees were routinely treated with fairness and respect. His wish is that he will be remembered not as Gary Rodefeld, the businessman, but simply as Gary, the honest, respectful, caring friend, teammate, co-worker, coach, and family man.
Gary is incredibly deserving of this award, and it's probably very overdue. Rodefeld's was such a staple in the community, but Gary, he treated people the right way. He did business the right way, and I think that is what this award stands for, is achieving success, not on the backs of others, but simply by leading. And I don't think really anybody has done it better than Gary.
If a youth would follow Gary's example and mirror the qualities and style that he has, I can guarantee you they would not only be successful in business, but be a successful person in life.
Junior Achievement is proud to honor one of this year's laureates for their 2025 Business Hall of Fame, Mr. Gary Rodefeld.
Wow. Well, you folks are in trouble because I had 6 months to write a speech. But thankfully, I've cut it down some. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would first like to say thank you to my warm glow son-in-law, Justin, and my longtime good friend, Bob, for such kind and meaningful thoughts. Thank you very much, Junior Achievement, for this quite unexpected honor. I doubt that anyone could receive such an honor without standing on the shoulders of caring supporters, dedicated employees, and in my case, many generations of hardworking relatives. For this, I am forever grateful. I was raised in a neighborhood full of baby boomer children. It wasn't a game or sport we wouldn't try, but I strongly advise against skiing behind a bicycle on a homemade skateboard. I may still have those scars. My first fond recollection of Rotefeld's was of the candy machine in the front corner of the parts store. And then there was the time that my sister and I broke a display case glass while piloting an inventory cart. Was I pushing that or were you? My mom and dad saw to it that we didn't lack for anything, including an appropriate amount of discipline. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. One thing that I wish they had not given me was a growth rate that landed me in the 9th grade as one of the smallest kids. I loved to play football, but my 100-pound stature relegated me to 3rd string quarterback for the Test Tigers. I sat at the far end of the bench during basketball season and amazingly ran high hurdles until I spiked myself and took a few stitches. As a 5'3" sophomore at RHS, coaches Baumgardner and Etchison did not come looking for me. My mom suggested that I try out for the swim team. That suggestion and the fact that Tony Tiano never cut anyone changed my life forever. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Tony. That year I realized that instead of size, I had inherited a gene, a stick-with-it gene, also known as perseverance. It took me half the season to beat the lineman-sized student manager in a sprint, and during swim meets, I got to take the lane line in and out for the divers. But I stuck with it, and by the end of my senior year, I had understandably earned 2 Most Improved Swimmer awards. After attending Miami University, where I typically swam 5 to 6 miles a day, I had taken all the accounting, finance, economics, marketing, and management classes, which qualified me for a seat in a red 1964 Ford Econoline van with the doors falling off, delivering auto parts. Once again, I was on the bottom rung, but I stuck with it, always believing that what I had learned in marketing class, that the needs of the customer were priority one. I got real good at sincerely saying, thank you very much. Thanks for your business. Thanks for coming in, we hope you come back. I did get some double takes though. After 5 years, I got to take my passion for customer service on the road as an outside salesman. Eventually, I earned the title of store manager. We delivered quality parts quickly, often delivering 99-cent parts faster than pizza. I believed in winning the war, not every battle. Once a good customer who was alone in his shop called to say he was hungry. We delivered a burger and fries a la DoorDash, but for free. My employees came to realize that store hours were just a suggestion. We often stayed an extra hour or more until we ran out of customers, and then we would deliver parts on our way home. Occasionally when I got home, the phone rang, and back to the store I would go to help another customer. Once, to the chagrin of my family, the phone rang on Christmas Day, and I was off to fetch a part for a customer with a tow truck and a holiday traveler. After a stint installing computers in 18 stores and training employees to better serve customers, it came to be that Charlie Rodefeld was of failing health. Charlie, a great leader, left some huge shoes to fill. Thank you, Charlie, and thank you, Dad, for always supporting me. As families go, our family simply got along well. I was now the only family member of the 4th generation working for the company. As before, I continued to prioritize customer service. We like to celebrate customer appreciation days, especially significant anniversaries such as our 100th year. One day I spotted an old 1958 Chrysler Saratoga 8-door airport limo in a Trader magazine. Even better, it was in Richmond. It was black, a little rusty, and in need of some TLC, but it was only $3,000. When new, it had shuttled government people from the Chattanooga airport to the Oak Ridge Atomic Facility. We like to think that Einstein and Oppenheimer once rode in it. Of course, we painted it red, spruced it up, and it became our flagship, starring in commercials, parades, car shows, company picnics, and weddings. One thing I hesitated to mention was that after the tragic death of one employee, I was asked to lead the funeral procession with his family aboard the limo. I reluctantly but proudly agreed. You might be asking yourself what happened to such a great company. I can answer that with 2 words: buying power. When the national chains move in, it is of utmost importance to have competitive prices. That takes buying power, which we lacked. In 2001, we received a good offer to buy our company from CarQuest Auto Parts, a national chain. It was a tough but prudently necessary decision made to accept the offer. Thank you to all of our devoted former employees, several of whom are second generation. In 2003, I volunteered to fill in coaching the Richmond Swim Club for 2 weeks. I've got, much to my surprise, I have some supporters here, especially one table back there that I didn't know was going to be here. Anyway, 2 weeks turned into 17 years, much of it volunteered time coaching the high school and club teams. Guess I stuck with it again. I can sum up my feelings for coaching with one short story. A few years back, I was in the doctor's office for a checkup when the doctor walks in and gives me a hug. I was shocked, but he proceeded to tell me how the high school swim team had turned his son's life around. He had found a place to belong and thrive and went from being an apathetic young teen to an A student in college. I never got any hugs for selling mufflers. Thank you to all of my fellow coaches. Some of them are here tonight. Throughout my life, I've continued to swim, bike, and run. One person in attendance tonight has been my workout partner for some 25 years and counting. We've always exhaustively pushed each other in the pool and on the road, to the point where we have even competed internationally. Thank you, Dick Smith, for sticking with it with me. Lastly, I have a wonderful family, all who at some point have also run, biked, or swum simply because that's what we do. My daughter Abby and her spouse Justin Burkhart and their 3 children, Lucy, Archie, and Bo, live 5 houses to the north of the house that Annette and I have stuck with for 49 years. My son Eric and his wife Natalie reside in Cincinnati with 2 children, Colette and Leo. I don't often praise them enough for the genuine goodness that they exemplify day in and day out, but not tonight. Thank you so much. Finally, come September, my amazing wife and I will celebrate 50 years of sticking with it. She's an incredible mother, grandmother, and CPA. You can typically find us training for or competing in the next sporting event. Thanks, Annette. And just for our family, and especially for you, I will close with a couple of lines from one of our favorite songs. You can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Don't go anywhere just yet. Stay right there. No, not yet. All right, so before Gary leaves, we do have one other special thing that was planned for this evening. Didn't see that coming, did you? Okay, well, congratulations to all of tonight's honorees. Junior Achievement is proud to honor not only these laureates tonight, but also the laureates in the future. They've helped make Eastern Indiana a great community to live and work, and they're incredible role models for our next generation of business leaders. If you know someone who's deserving of this honor, the nominations are now open for next year's Business Hall of Fame. You can find the nomination form in your program book. Thank you once again for tonight's sponsors. Also, each of you supporting JA tonight through Eastern Indiana Business Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the evening. Have a fantastic night and a safe drive home. Thank you.